problem. In this problem, we are trying to find the first missing positive in given nums array. This is an unsorted integer, and everything it's starting from range 1 to n, and we can see that not 1 to n. It could be negative numbers, as we can see it here, but the numbers that are missing has to be in consecutive. So if we take a look at this example right here, from 1 we see that there is a positive number, so the next positive number is supposed to be 2, but 2 is missing, then 3 and 4, so 2 is missing. That's our answer. So in this type of problem, when there's a given a range of numbers and also it's unsorted, then we need to do it like the one of the constraints is like we need to do it in O of 1. Then we can use cyclic sort and swap these numbers in nums itself and sort it. So let's jump into implementation of it. So while k is smaller than nums length, we'll need to get the correct IDX index for the given, because like we'll be using the value of the nums as its indexes as well, and from here we can just subtract 1. So because like if we take a look at this example right here, the first positive number was 1, so it's starting from 1. We're not including 0 as a positive integer. So if this correct IDX is greater or equals to 0, because sometimes this could be 1, negative minus 1 could be just 0. So if it's equals to 0, because like we're just like taking care of its boundaries, so if corrected, because like we don't want it to be negative as well, because like we'll be accessing the nums in a second. So if it is greater or equals to 0, and also if it is smaller than nums.length, and then access the correct IDX, and then if this numbers given number is not equals to the one with k, then swap them. So int temp, you could say nums k, and then nums k, override it with nums correct IDX, then nums correct IDX equals to nums, we can do temp. It's perfect. So else, let's just go with the rest of the, just increment this cake so we could traverse it later. What we are going to do is that we will be looping it again now with this nums, which has been modified with having the sorted in there. So since this indexes in here are values, kind of like if we sorted this one, this given nums I value supposed to be equal to I plus 1. So if it is not equal to it, that means this is our solution in here. So the first positive integer will be this one. We added plus 1, so index starts with 0, so we count that. In case when it doesn't reach this return in this condition, if it doesn't satisfy this condition, that means all those numbers, let's say it's like there were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, everything was in order. And what would be the smallest positive integer that is missing in that sorted numbers, where it's 1, 2, 3? It will be the fourth one, because like that's the next smallest one. So that is going to be, we can just say return nums length plus 1. So let's run our code. Submit it. So time complexity is of n, because like where n is the length of this nums array, we have 1/5 of it, so overall it's O of n. And then space complexity is